Hello there, counseling class. So, a question regarding your informed consent and the setup. So, instead of sending a long email, I decided to just do a video to walk you through what you need to do. The informed consent is used for many things in a counseling session, where they're traditionally used. And an informed consent tells your clients who you are. It tells your clients what your definition of pastoral counseling is or mental health counseling is. It describes your services. It talks about your qualifications, your referral policy if you cannot handle or care for clients the way that they need, like it may be outside of your specialty or expertise. This is my referral policy. My disclaimer, one of the disclaimers that I have on my informed consent is that my intent is to serve the needs of the client here in front of me in session and not to take any adversarial approach, which is to be called into court and to do a bunch of court documentation stating that this person is a great person. Reality is, I don't know. I'm just meeting you. I have no idea what your past is. I have no idea what's going to happen in your future. And the best use of my time is going to be in session, helping you one-on-one and not sitting in a court case, knowing half of a story. So I tell people that. That's my disclaimer. So other parts of the confidentiality is, or the informed consent is letting people know risk to services, financial information, a confidentiality and exceptions to confidentialities. What are the client expectations? Some of these things that's listed here are governed by the state of Oregon and things that we as counselors have to make known to clients that's coming into sessions. Parishioners and pastoral counselors rules are not as stringent as the rules for the mental health, the licensed clinician. And so this may feel and be a little bit different when you're out in the world. I teach it to you at the highest stringent level so that you fall somewhere in between, that you're not so lackadaisical that you have nothing, and that you do have a sense of who's coming in to your counseling sessions, why they're here, and what they can expect from you as a pastoral counselor. So let me just share my informed consent with you, and you can take information from here. You can make it your own. This is a mock pastoral counseling informed consent. And so you can invent or create definitions as you need to in order to fit your particular counseling practice as a pastoral counselor and what you'd like to know, what you'd like your parishioners to know coming into session. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And this is the professional disclosure and informed consent that I use when people come in the door. And so I just have about us. This is who we are as a counseling center. And this gives a description of the counseling. What are the professionals that are within my practice? Their specialties are, let's see, IFS specialists, pastoral counselors, life coaches, PhD level counselors in the field of mental health counseling and counseling psychology. And so I give just an overall description of who is in my group. Mental health counseling, what my idea of counseling is. And so you will do this with pastoral counseling, what your expectation is. Because this is a mock informed consent, you will take information from our author, from our reader, McKeever, or one of the documents that you have that you've been gathering information from, and you're going to cite your sources. Give your definition of what mental health counseling or pastoral counseling is, your qualifications. So the difference in your mock session is you're going to have a tab here that says your qualifications, and you are a pastor of the church, and you are offering pastoral counseling to your parishioners. You can get as creative as you want to be with this particular document. Referral policy disclaimer. Your disclaimer with referrals. Do I have a referral confidentiality? This is my legal and court proceedings. With referrals, I don't have anything in writing with referrals, but I do tell people if they're outside of my specialty or my expertise, then I have a group of counselors that I can refer people to. I don't have it in my informed consent, but it's one of your bullet points on yours. Risk to consider when coming to counseling. I tell everybody the same thing. Risk to consider is things may get worse before they get better, mainly because you're planning to focus 1 hour a week on something you wish would go away. So stress may seem a little bit high as you're coming in, you're talking about some really hard things. Over time, things get better. So give yourself some grace during this period and practice a little bit more self-care as you get through the hard parts of this. Let's see, financial information. I list financial information here, which tells them what we charge. And if there is a no-show, then we charge a fee for people who do not show up for counseling sessions. There is a fee there. Confidentiality and exceptions to confidentiality. Confidentiality is a state standard. So this, we don't get to make this up. We're mandatory reporters. And so confidentiality is here, and this is taken straight from the state's Oregon state law handbook. And so this information will look the same. Let's see, legal court procedures. I tell everybody the same thing as what I said earlier. Our aim is to support the client to achieve goals, to address legal issues that require adversarial approach. I tell everybody the same thing because it's my preference. And the cancellation policy I put up in the financial information, and that's fine if you want to put that in the same information with financials. And so that is your informed consent. The piece that I have added onto mine, this is the new piece that we just added in March when COVID hit, because everything was moving to remote. And so I added a telehealth informed consent to let people know that we are doing telehealth services. And these are their expectations with telehealth services. And then I have them sign this informed consent, and then I sign it and they receive a signed copy. This is just to say that I've went over the expectation of counseling sessions. We both agree are on the same page moving forward. And this stays on file for the duration of their file in my office. And so for your assignment, you're going to create a mock informed consent that's going to look like this, with your information, your church information, your pastoral information up in either middle, right, or left-hand corner. You're going to have some type of heading with your information up here and your name, contact information, and you're going to bullet these points here that's listed in your description for this week for assignment. And the difference with this informed consent is you're going to have a cited sources at the end of it, because you may have to use document from one of the books that we've been reading or resources. This is your assignment. So it looks like this assignment opened on the 21st and due the end of March to 27th. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or post it in the dashboard. I think it's better when it's posted in the dashboard because other students have the same questions and I can just kind of answer everybody's questions with something like this. And so I hope this was helpful. Good luck to you. Let me know if you have questions. Bye-bye.